Why? Why? Sex education has failed us. It's not every day that a TikTok page takes gynecology internet by storm, but Roe vs. Bros is doing just that, and I am a super fan. It may very well be the best thing that has ever happened from TikTok, which admittedly may not be too hard of a bar to exceed, but hi. I realized while reviewing this video that I have lipstick that is, it's not subtle, on my teeth for the entire video. But I stayed up pretty much the whole night filming this and another video in which I also have lipstick on my teeth the night before we went on vacation and moved to a new house. And I don't want to trash this footage. If it bothers you, close your eyes and enjoy the video.
Can you point to the vagina?
Isn't the whole thing a vagina?
We're here in Georgia for another episode of Roe v. Bros, a game show where we find out how much men know about women's bodies.
The answer to the first one, I'll put here on screen. That is the vagina, and the whole thing is certainly not.
What does IUD stand for?
In uterus division.
Intensive.
In uterus division. That's twins, actually.
Urinal. The U might be urethra.
Uterary, something, I don't know.
Interceptive something device.
What does IUD stand for?
First time hearing about it.
Why are there different sizes of tampons?
Well, some women's vaginas are smaller than larger, and obviously with newer girls or older girls.
No, my friend. It's by how heavy your periods are, what your flow amount is. It's not a vagina sizing size. It's a flow sizing size.
I can't help it if I've got a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
They may have bigger vaginas, smaller vaginas. You just don't know.
Is vaginal discharge normal, and what is it?
I don't think it's normal. I don't know what it is. Probably see a doctor for that one.
I have a whole video on this, and I can tell you with confidence, vaginal discharge is sometimes normal. It is normal as long as it's not abnormal. And if you don't know if it's normal or abnormal what you have, you should watch this video, and I'll link it below.
You registered to vote?
I am.
Are you registered to vote?
I am.
Are you both registered to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
With those answers in mind, ladies, get out there and vote in the Georgia runoff election.
No hate to the guys in the video. No hate. It's a fun time for all of us.
How many fallopian tubes does a woman have?
Wow. What is a fallopian tube?
Interestingly, we're kind of against naming anatomy structures with names, and fallopian is a name of a person, but it's so intertwined into like normal conversational language that experts who like go around trying to get rid of names in medical naming think that fallopian tube will be one that we never get rid of because it's so intertwined into both medical and non-medical speech. So interesting factoid for you. Oh, and we have two.
Which of these is not a part of the women's reproductive system? All right, so vulva, labia, or trulia?
Labia.
Isn't Trulia a home searching app?
So how many ovaries does a woman have in her lifetime?
Ovaries? Does
Yes.
a woman have in her lifetime?
Yes.
There's just one ovary, right?
Can you show me how big a human egg is?
Human egg, probably this big.
Stop! Surely not. This has to be scripted. Surely not. Oh my gosh. Microscope. Why? Why? Sex education has failed us.
I want to say a golf ball. Probably the size of like my pinky.
Maybe like a milk dud or something.
Humans don't lay eggs. See, that was a good one though. That was, you said, oh shit.
Like him. I want to be his friend.
Oh shit.
What is the hymen?
I don't know. That's a move on me.
I like the move though.
That's when somebody's choking, though, isn't it? I believe so. The hymen maneuver. I think somebody when they're choking.
The hymen maneuver. That's a new one to me. Hymen is a piece of tissue that circles or covers the vagina, and it really has no true function outside of infancy, at which point it's debatable, but some people think it's meant to keep babies' feces from getting into the vagina. However, most of the time it is not like a straight piece of tissue. It has nothing to do with being able to tell if you have had sex or not.
Are you registered to vote?
Yes, I am.
I wish I would have found this before it was voting time, but we can carry it over. If you're not registered to vote, register to vote. I cannot reiterate enough how that is the only way that we get our voice heard, and not to be a Debbie Downer, but sometimes I feel like even that doesn't work to get our voice heard. But if I can vote from New Zealand and pay $100 to get my ballot sent with tracking back to Texas, you can register and vote as well. The midterms will be over by the time this video is posted. They're already over by the time I film it, but elections are coming up for the presidency, and that's important too. When are the primaries? That has to be really soon. Oh, yeah, primaries should be soon. I mean, local elections are far more important, arguably, if you really are interested in policy change, but primaries are coming up, I would assume, as well.
Can you pee with a tampon? I don't think it's recommended.
Hey, I have a video about that too. I will link here and below 5 things you should know about tampons. I think you'll like that video as well. Maybe all of these people should be subscribed to my channel. If you are a victim of Roe v. Bros quizzing, I have a suggestion for you. Subscribe to my channel.
Can you pee with a tampon in?
I think you gotta take it out. I've seen the little tampon trash cans in the bathrooms, so.
Yeah, those are there because you usually take a tampon out in the bathroom, not because you pee in the bathroom. I'd like to know where else he thinks a tampon trash should be located, if not the bathroom.
Why are there different types of tampons?
Different sizes of vaginal cavities.
About how many tampons would one use for their period on average?
1?
Oh no.
2? I think 1, to be honest. 1.
You should change your tampon at least every 8 hours. So if you're changing it about every 4 to 5 hours, that's going to be like 5 tampons per day. Most people have 4 to 7 days. So yeah.
What is a period?
What is a period? It's the time of the month where the woman is ovulating.
You ovulate about 2 weeks before your period, and I am in the process of making a video about the menstrual cycle in which I will explain exactly why it's almost exactly 2 weeks between ovulation and cycle starting in most people. Even in people who have irregular cycles, that's a very reliable time frame of your cycle.
How long do you have to wait after birth until you can have sex?
Maybe leaving the hospital.
So immediately.
Pretty much. I'm gonna guess that you can do it right away. I'm guessing there's no waiting period.
No. 6 weeks, please.
How much blood is there for the average period?
Gee, I'm not really good with measurements. Like a quart is smaller than a pint.
Yes.
I would imagine a new tampon every day. So each day of the period.
Flashback.
You should change your tampon at least every 8 hours.
End of flashback.
Go.
Clitoris, ovaries. No, I mean ovaries, penis, scrotum.
Maybe I missed that chapter in my books or that section of my classes. To be fair, I think that would be really hard to do, like, on camera as just a normal person, you know, walking down the street who gets asked to do that. Even I think I might struggle with doing that and not messing it up. The game show where we find out how, man, my light went out. That light is quite opinionated and often likes to just turn itself off and only responds to physical abuse to turn back on. So I don't condone violence generally in day-to-day life, but I do abuse that light and I will continue to do so.
Does a G-spot move?
Yes.
What makes it move?
Stimulation.
What is a period?
An egg being dispersed.
His hand gestures. The words that exited his mouth.
Dispersed.
Absolutely beautiful.
Are you both registered to vote?
Yes.
I love that they do this for a little bit of a laugh, hopefully a little bit of education. I can't see what goes on behind the scenes, but hopefully they're also kindly like correcting these answers and directing them to my channel to subscribe so they never miss another one. But also like that they're using it as a way to get people out to vote. I think this is a really great effort, and it's one of the reasons that when I was introduced to this page, I absolutely and immediately fell in love with it. The purple suit doesn't hurt either. I hope that you learned something today in this fun little video, and if you didn't learn anything, I hope you at least got a laugh. If you're not registered to vote, get out there, get registered, and make your voice heard. If you're new here and you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you. I teach about all things that people need to be taught about, as clearly is evidenced by the content of this video. Thanks for being here today. I'll see you next Monday.